Time to get real. It's RealTV. The racer's in 4th place, and he's about to make his move on the leader when disaster strikes.
My wife thought that I was dead.
The cop has locked himself out of his car during a traffic stop. Oops.
Lock my keys in my car. I'm crazy.
So how's he gonna get out of this mess? It's a vicious attack in a hotel lobby. The bad guys are using baseball bats. Plus, going eye to eye with a tornado. And the horse rescue from above. This is RealTV for Wednesday, July 12, 2000. In today's top story, 60 bike riders in Asbury Park, New Jersey race for a win. Track conditions are pretty pitiful. Cracks and potholes cover the course, costing one racer big. Racer Ishmael Reyes falls flat on his face. Race officials scream to the others to watch out. A family member runs to Ishmael's side and tries soothing his pain. But it will take more than healing words to treat the racer. Ishmael cut his face and is bleeding profusely.
5th place, number 413, Reed.
The loss of blood makes him weak on his feet, but he tells doctors he can walk.
3rd place.
My first instinct was to get up and ask him for my bicycle. Where's my bike? Where's my bike? And the gentleman and my brother were trying to ask me to sit down. But I didn't know how bad was the injury.
Ishmael's wife, Flor, saw him go down. All the blood makes her fear the worst.
My wife, she was really out of control that she couldn't even move. She thought that I was dead.
Number 437, Neil.
A fall like that could have easily killed him if it weren't for one thing.
The helmet saved my life, because without a helmet, I probably won't be talking to you today.
2 weeks and 30 stitches later, Ishmael is now back on his game. He says it will take a heck of a lot more than this to stop him.
That's my goal, to continue riding and racing until I be 80, 85.
When you're pulled over for speeding, it's tough to talk your way out of a ticket. But this lucky driver is about to get the break of a lifetime. Arkansas State Trooper Jackie Clark is all set to write this guy up. One small problem. His ticket book is locked in the cop car, and so are his keys. Now it's time to play Let's Make a Deal.
Tell you what I do. I'll write you a warning. You give me a ride over in my headquarters. Lock my keys in my car. I'm crazy.
It's a no-brainer. This smart driver takes the warning and Corporal Clark back to the station for some new keys. As they drive out of frame, you can bet this cop is wondering how he's going to explain this videotape back at the station. Chaos at a motorcycle shop in Argentina, where 2 gunmen hold 3 hostages. A specialized police squad moves in. This woman's son is one of the hostages.
They didn't tell me anything. I'm in no condition to speak. I'm very, very afraid.
Hours pass. As night falls, one of the gunmen comes out with a hostage. He tells police he wants a getaway car. He gets what he wants, but something goes wrong and bullets fly. Cops have the getaway car blocked. But that's not stopping the gunman. Minutes later, the other gunman climbs into the car with the rest of the hostages. Cops and TV news crews chase the car. The gunmen start shooting. "20 blocks away, the gunmen bail out of the car and take over a house. They demand a bulletproof vest. In a desperate final move, the gunmen try to walk to freedom. They march their hostages out.
Estamos apenas... Están intentando el escape.
Suddenly, gunfire and it's over. Both gunmen are killed. 2 of the 3 hostages are wounded, but they'll survive. Also wounded, 2 cops. Cops who risked their lives to save the innocent victims of this bloody battle.
Allí se los ve, están en el...
Giganta maroma a los 2 empleados.
This horse survived a 150-foot fall. But the most dramatic part of her day is yet to come. Her name is Willow, and she tumbled down this steep ravine in Topanga Canyon, California. Willow's rider jumped free, but now the mare is alone, scared and unable to get out on her own.
What we're going to do is anesthetize the horse.
The LA County Sheriff's Department figures the only way to get Willow out is to knock her out. Then, they hope to airlift the blindfolded 13-year-old to safety. When Willow is finally sedated, it's time for the air show to begin. Sleeping Willow is successfully flown to a hilltop across the canyon. She'll awaken to ride again and hopefully stay on safer ground. He gets in his chopper for an up-close view of the tornado.
It is very exciting, and the adrenaline does flow.
Coming up, the incredible video. Later, trouble on the waters, and one boat lands on top of the other. And the best surfers in the world come here to cheat death. No scripts, no actors, and never a second take. That's what RealTV is all about. You're watching RealTV.
Welcome back. I'm Kristen Eichel. Here's a view of a tornado that few people have ever seen, and that's because you need a helicopter to see it. Yes, there are people who fly up close to take pictures of twisters.
A potentially deadly storm is brewing in the sky above Denver. Tornado winds are swirling, threatening to batter the mile-high city at any moment. Television meteorologist and chopper pilot Mike Silva loves nothing more than to lift off into this violent weather.
I have to tell you, chasing these storms and catching these tornadoes live, getting up close and personal to them, it is dangerous. It is exciting.
As the first funnel cloud forms above the skyline, Mike moves his news chopper in to give his onboard photographer a clean shot.
The closest we've ever come to a tornado was probably about 500 feet.
If he gets too close to the violent winds, his copter will be batted around like a toy.
It is very exciting, and the adrenaline does flow.
At first, this looks like steam rising from the ground. It's actually a funnel cloud, churning with 100-mile-an-hour winds. You can see as it touches down on a neighborhood, sending debris flying into the air. Moments later, Mike and his photographer see a rare sight.
It is very unusual to see 2 tornadoes at the same time.
It may look like it's laying down on the job, but this ominous funnel cloud is really a vision of twisting destruction, waiting to strike. Eventually, the powerful and churning winds will snake their way to the ground.
The damage consisted of roofs being ripped from the building, trailers, cars overturned. A 40-foot trailer actually picked up and thrown inside a warehouse. Trees knocked down.
We need you to leave the area.
While you might think Mike was in danger in the air, listen to this guy who was laying on solid ground.
I was underneath my car hooking up my starter. And I heard a scream from my mom a couple times, and she said, "There's a tornado, get my butt in here." And I did. Halfway underneath the car here.
One woman reported to us that she went to retrieve the family dog and saw the dog tethered like a kite at the end of the leash. She did save the dog.
Mike wishes these storms wouldn't tear apart homes and threaten lives. But this TV weather forecaster can't hide his excitement whenever terror reigns in the Denver sky.
I've witnessed all kinds of different types of weather, but I'll tell you, none can compare to actually tracking and finding tornadoes.
An airport in Monteria, Colombia is the backdrop for an unusual play, featuring one embarrassed traveler. The man at the center of attention has his hand stuck in the coin return slot of a payphone. We're not quite sure how it happened, but we do know that the clock is ticking and this man is late for his flight. The powers that be decide to remove the phone from the wall to get a better angle on the problem. That works, but where do you go from here? First, outside for better light. Then to the toolbox for a power drill. A massive effort brings the trapped man closer to freedom and his flight time as the drill bit makes its final hole. He nearly loses his finger, but the traveler's hand is free. After a couple of quick thank yous, he's on his way to catch his plane and to try to forget what has to be one of life's most embarrassing moments. One boat on top of the other. Coming up, they're headed straight for the crowd.
It's heading for the logboom.
And Heartbreak Hotel, where no one is safe. We'll be right back. You're watching RealTV. A hotel in Taiwan becomes a battle zone when bandits armed with baseball bats storm the lobby, then slug it out with hotel guests. An organized group of 12 robbers rushes the front door of this luxury hotel. The brutal attack is so quick that some of the bandits even forget to pull their ski masks down to conceal their identities. The hotel guests are detained while robbers search for valuables. Police say that these two ringleaders coordinated the robbery from inside the hotel using their cell phones. While they pass out instructions, a hotel worker is spotted hiding under a counter. Several robbers try to grab him, but the man turns the tables and uses a fire extinguisher to fend them off. The robbery is brought to an abrupt end by police. They take the 12 robbers into custody. The Dirty Dozen is taken to police headquarters, while investigators bag evidence and piece together the motive for the crime. The hotel guests are taken to local hospitals and treated for minor injuries and shock.
And there was a lot of shock there. Hi, I'm John Daly. Get ready for one of the most spectacular race boat crashes ever caught on tape. Now, what makes this even more incredible is the drama that continues after the crash.
Come to the line, get the green, they do the Budweiser.
Hydroplane boat racing is a high-speed, high-risk sport where racers ignore danger and push the envelope to victory.
Through the lower corner. Oh, look out, he lands on top of the Budweiser.
Cameras roll as Mark Webber and Jimmy King battle on Lake Washington just outside Seattle. Webber is in the bright red Miss Budweiser, while King is at the controls of Miss Elam. Watch the turbine-powered racers jockey for position at speeds approaching 200 miles per hour. When Miss Elam makes her move to pass, she begins to bounce on the choppy water. The speed and bounce lift the boat, setting her down right on top of Miss Budweiser.
Elam's on top of the Budweiser.
Oh, my God.
Just climbed on top of the Budweiser.
A closer look shows Webber's cockpit canopy separate from his hydroplane.
Boat speed through the lower corner.
An aerial camera shows the 3,000-pound Miss Elam crush her opponent. What you can't see is that the two boats are headed straight for a flotilla of spectators just out of frame.
And it's heading for the logboom.
It's heading for the logboom. They're still.
Oh, it's very close. It's very close.
At the last moment, they turn and avoid a disastrous collision.
Note the swimmers in the water there. There's the ones I was worried about. Is the boys, they scatter in a hurry.
That's within feet, literally within feet of the logboom out there.
King jumps from his cockpit and scrambles to reach Webber. Waves on the rescue crews. It's a tense scene. No one knows what Webber's condition is. Then the spectators applaud, and we see what they see. Both racers safely on board the rescue boat. What's more amazing is that Mark Webber walks away from the crash without injury after being trapped under the weight of Miss Elam.
As soon as it happened, I actually took my foot off the accelerator and tried to get the turbine to wind down. At the last minute, I turned to the left. Not sure why. I think either the sunlight changed or maybe I saw a pleasure boat out my right eye. I'm not real sure. My reflex just told me to turn left.
That quick left turn saves the spectators.
Accidents happen. That's just racing, as they say.
That's within feet, literally within feet of the logboom out there.
They call this the Men Who Ride Mountains contest. These mountains may not be made of rock, but a fall from these crashing 50-foot cliffs of icy water can be just as deadly.
Like 20 seconds of just car wreck style, like, yeah! Like rolling in a car, like there's like 20 strokes to get back to the top.
At Mavericks in Northern California, the world's best compete for a $30,000 purse in the shadow of a memorial to legendary surfer Mark Fu, who died riding these very waves. As the huge Pacific swells roll in, everyone, including the rescuers, put their lives right on the line.
That is sad.
But there's no help for those caught inside the surf line when a massive wave breaks. Despite broken boards, dozens of close calls, and a few bruises, everyone survives.
You all right?
On this memorable day, local hero Daryl Flea Verostko is finally crowned King of the Mountain.
I'm just stoked that I, came up here and just had fun. That's my whole thing, is just have fun and just be safe.
Make plans to watch RealTV tomorrow. We've got the fighter jet in a free fall, with the pilots desperate to get out alive. Plus, the truck is stuck on the tracks, and the driver must scramble to get out alive. All the suspense tomorrow. Still ahead today. One good twirl deserves another. At the funny car races, this is what it looks like to be a winner. And this is what it looks like when your car catches fire. Luckily, driver John Weaver escapes from his car as track personnel rush in and extinguish the fire. In Bakersfield, California, Mark Sievers also has problems with his car running a little hot. Mark escapes unharmed through the roof hatch as crews put out the fire. No fires for this next driver. He just can't keep his car on the track. Amazingly, driver Hans Kusel survives the crash with only a few bruises. And finally, in Sacramento, California, driver Glenn Mikers blows more than just the doors off his competitor. He blows the shell off his own car. Luckily, Glenn only suffered a few minor injuries, faring much better than his car. 4 fast cars going out in a blaze of glory, then going into the repair shop.
Well, that's it for now. As we leave you, take a look at what some daredevils do on their bikes.